Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you what I read in the month of November. November was a great month for me, guys. I had only 4 and 5-star reads. So fasten your seatbelts, here it goes. So the first book that I read in November is The Last Time I Lied, which is by one of my current favorite thriller author, Riley Sager. So the story is about Emma Davis, who is returning to a summer camp meant for girls from rich families, and 15 years ago she was there, and mysteriously 3 girls disappeared from the summer camp, and there were a lot of drama and mystery surrounding that, and the mystery is still unsolved. Nobody knows what happened to those 3 girls. Right now Emma is a rising star in the New York art world, and she is successful and all that, and all of a sudden she receives a call from this woman called Francesca. She is a billionaire who actually is the one behind organizing these summer camp for these rich kids, right? And she says, she requests Emma to come back. Her intentions are not very clear why she's inviting Emma to a camp where she had experienced traumatic events, but at the end Emma agrees because she also wants to discover what happened to those 3 girls back, all the way back 15 years ago. She comes there and weird and mysterious stuff starts happening. Another 3 girls go missing who apparently were sharing room with her. So she is determined to find out what happened all those years ago and to these 3 girls right now. It's a compelling mystery. I gave it 4 stars. I really loved all the red herrings and all the attempts by the author to really misdirect us from the actual truth behind the mysteries. The second book that I read is The Wife Upstairs, and oh my god, this was surprisingly and shockingly great book, and the author is Frida McFadden. There is this woman called Victoria Barnett. She has a great career, a very loving husband, and he's an amazingly handsome husband. They have a beautiful home in the suburbs, and they are planning to have a lot of start a family, etc. But then something terrible happens, and basically an accident, and Victoria is bedridden. Her husband brings in another woman called Sylvia Robinson, and it's from her perspective that we mostly see the story unfold, and she is brought in to take care of Sylvia, not as a nurse because she has a nurse, but basically to be her friend, to listen to her, kind of being an acquaintance or accomplice, etc., etc. There is definitely a very gothic-like atmosphere that is prevailing throughout this story. The Wife Upstairs kind of reminded me of Jane Eyre, because if you've read Jane Eyre, you know why I'm mentioning that. The Wife Upstairs, Sylvia Robinson, she finds a diary of Victoria, and as she reads through it, she discovers very disconcerting truth about what's happening in that big, huge mansion. I gave it a solid 5 star. This was definitely a 5-star read. There were moments where I thought I knew who the culprit is, but in the next moment, the author dismantled it. I love it when an author can do that with misdirections. The next book that I read is this one, guys. House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Now, this is a book that has been sitting on my desk for I think 3 or 4 years now, and finally I decided to pick it up for Halloween, but I finished in November, so that's why this is in November's wrap up. And guys, this was such an amazing horror book. I generally do not read many horror books, but this one really changed my perspective towards horror books. This is how a horror book should be written. There are 3 sisters, Iris Hollow, Grey Hollow, and Vivi Hollow. Now Iris is I think she's a teenager. She's going to the school and she wants to graduate and go the academic way, I think, which none of the other sisters have done before, because Grey and Vivi are globetrotting, even though they are polar opposites of each other. But the sisters basically have a tragic history. They went missing when they were little girls. Fortunately, they came back after 1 month of their disappearance. But when they came back, they were completely different, and their father did sense that they were different in some sort. Things reacted differently around them, but they don't have any memory of what happened when they were away. Their dark hair became white. There were so many physical changes about these girls. Their father started to believe that there was something really wrong with these 3 girls. They're very mysterious. They can really allure people to do what they want. But when you find the reason behind all these different changes, you're going to be shocked. I did immersive reading and I enjoyed the narration as well. This was definitely a 5-star read for me. And that's high praise because I generally do not, I am a person who end up not liking horror books generally. But I love this book. So if you love a very well written horror book, then go for this. The next book I read is 9th book in the Wars of Light and Shadow series, Initiate's Trial by Janny Words. This is book 1 of the 4th arc, which is called Sword of the Canon. And my dear God, this is my favorite book in the entire series. So this is the 9th book in the series. There are 2 more books pending. One is Destiny's Conflict, and the other is the final book in the series, which is yet to release, which is set to release towards the beginning of the second quarter of 2024, and I'm so excited for it. And it's called Song of Mysteries. This book, hands down, one of the best book I have ever read, and this is the best book in the entire series. I keep saying this whenever I read a Janny Words book, that this is my favorite book, but I'm not exaggerating. Every book that I have read from Janny Words, it's a masterpiece, and this one is no different. This is such an underrated series, Wars of Light and Shadow. I wish more and more people and booktubers start reading Wars of Light and Shadow, and any book by Janny Words for that matter, because she is a master of her craft. She knows what she's saying, she knows what she's doing as an author, and she has the power to actually mesmerize. She has the ability to actually hold us captive with her wonderful, amazing writing. So that is Initiate's Trial, and if you already are in the series, you'll be surprised to find out who the Initiate is. That was a solid 5-star again. I cannot rate anything less than 5 for any of Janny's books for that matter, if I'm truthful to myself. Then I finished just yesterday another book by Riley Sager, which is Final Girls. Again, another 5-star read. I really loved it. So what's the premise? So Quincy Carpenter is the central character. She is the main protagonist of the story. 10 years ago, she with her friends, actually 5 of her friends, went to a vacation to a cabin in the woods, and something terrible happens. There is a killer who intrudes them and kills all of them except for Quincy. So she is the final girl, right? The survivor. After 10 years, she's living a happy life with her fiancé Jeff. She has a very popular baking blog, and she has a great apartment. She is well settled. So she's living a very happy life until Sam, another final girl, appears on her doorsteps. For some reason or the other, she is welcomed into Quincy's home. At the same time, they discover that another final girl called Lisa was found dead in her apartment, trying to kill herself. There is something definitely odd and mysteriously dark about Sam, and Quincy wants to help Sam because she has gone through the same ordeal as herself. So she definitely can empathize with Sam, but at the same time, Jeff is not very trustful of her. And Quincy has another important person in her life, which is Coop, who is the police inspector who found her, saved her from the attacker all those years ago. Coop is also, the police inspector, is also very suspicious about Sam. Things start unraveling since Sam's arrival, and another important bit that I left out is that Quincy actually cannot remember what exactly happened in Pine Cottage all those years ago. So she has kind of a repressed memory of that entire episode. So Sam is trying to prompt her to remember. Quincy is not comfortable with that, and as readers we also become very suspicious about Sam. So what is Sam's secrets? Why is Sam here? What are her intentions? Why is she visiting Quincy all these years later, and why did Lisa decided to take her own life at this juncture? All this will be answered, and you will be really surprised towards the end with the great reveal. I was surprised, in fact, and I was so satisfied, because when there is a great satisfying reveal, I can automatically rate a book 5 stars. That's what I did with this book. This book was a 5-star read for me. Those were the books that I finished reading in November. Right now I'm reading today, while I am recording this, which is 27th. I am halfway through a thriller which is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. The premise is great. I might talk about this book in my December wrap-up, because I haven't finished the book yet, so I don't want to give the premise yet. Another book that I'm currently reading is Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan, which is a book number, it's book number 5, which is book number 5 in the Wheel of Time series. How beautiful is this cover? I love this cover. Sorry, my bookmark. I have a beautiful bookmark. Let me show that to you. Do you see that? It's nice and pretty. It says lost between the pages. So I am lost between the pages. So I am only 75 pages in, as you can see. This is a humongous book. How many pages? 800 something? Yeah, it has, 877 pages. So another 800 pages to go for me. That's it. God, the world Robert Jordan has created and the way he writes, it's amazing. And no wonder he's one of the most loved authors, and why this series is so loved. That's my November wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you also got to read amazing books this month. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like, share, comment, etc. I will see you soon in another video. Until then, keep reading. This is Angie signing off. Bye-bye.